You may get a little excited when you shop at Burlington.
What a low price! You see that? They have my favorite brand! It's like a whole new Burlington! I can buy two!
I'm saving so much! Yeah!
Burlington saves you up to 60% off other retailers' prices every day. Will it be the low prices or the great brands? Burlington. Deals? Brands? Wow! I told you so. Styles and selections vary by store.
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
It probably goes without saying that I was a spectacular dork as a young boy, and one of the places where I connected with my grandfather, who did not speak much English, is around baseball. And so he would take me to the Omni Mall, and we would go get Bill James baseball abstracts because I
making
became
this dork situation worse.
Fascinated by numbers and how we do measurements in sports. So
leave that out when the girls come over, right?
I started with I was a spectacular dork, and then I made it worse. But way to seize on the moment, guys. Didn't leave you that opening at all.
Chasing different types of BJs.
The Bill James baseball abstract is something that taught me to want to read Michael Lewis in all forms, whether he was talking about business or baseball, and learn with Moneyball how we do measurements.
Wolf.
Yes, I know. Reading, terrible.
Not getting better.
This is getting worse
I know.
as we go.
Again, dork, unpopular, all-boys school, too much reading. Yes, I was the worst versions of Pablo Torre. Didn't fit in anywhere.
He also went to an all-boys school. People go to all-boys schools. Weirdos.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Are people who go to all-boys schools weirdos?
I was too busy beeping 80085.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you say that, but the University of Miami is run by Columbus boys. And
Well, they're the dumb weirdos.
I don't think it's their choice, those boys, to go to the all. I think the choice is made for them.
yes, in my case, and in the case of many Latin kids, that choice is made for you.
Grow a pair. Tell your parents, I'm not going to
That's
an
right.
all-boys school.
I did.
Didn't Billy go to Belen?
Yeah. That's a joke.
Billy, do you have
But they hate Columbus.
do you have any FIU sound from the weekend as you are conquering FIU, returning to conquer FIU sports? Do we have any sound from your shenanigans over the weekend?
I was told we'll have it. So, unfortunately, my escapades as a Panther broadcaster are done for this season because the homestands are done. And now FIU travels on to see if they're going to go on a run here in the Conference USA Championship Tournament. They have to take care of business with Sam
But
Houston
what
State
were the
first.
stories? Because Juju was insisting that I ask you about these stories. He wouldn't tell me himself what it is that you did this weekend with FIU, but he was saying that I needed to ask you about it because it was good and it was funny, and I don't know what you did.
Oh, I thought you were an A1 listener to my broadcast, and Jesus, what a way to find out. Day after Mother's Day. Not a nice day to find out, but... Anywho, nothing, no stories. I don't know if Ron McGill's on this week or next week, but I do have a movement that I've been trying to start, which is to get a Panther preserve on the FIU campus right behind the right field wall, which a lot of people are telling me is not a good idea to have live Florida
it's a
Panthers
terrible
there.
idea.
Well, why is that?
I mean, are you saying because it's the Everglades and it's swampy and you can have an area that
There's
has
a lush
breeding
like
panthers?
like
preserve.
There's like a lush area
That's
there
captivity.
where
It's still cages.
I gotta tell you something. I've seen where they keep the Panthers at the zoo. This would be night and day.
Yeah, but that's
Night
also
and day.
not pretending to be a preserve.
What do you mean? Well, they have a preserve on campus. They just don't have any Panthers. I'd like to give them room to roam if possible. I'm trying. Do you guys not? I'm sorry.
We will
do you
talk
guys
to
not
McGill
want
about
to
that
aid
tomorrow.
endangered
Wait,
species?
Don't
as I
people
do?
jog around that preserve?
As you know, no one cares about Florida Panthers.
It sounds like an Adam McKay skit, a Funny or Die skit. You know, let's put a preserve out there, and all of a sudden, Pitbull's being mauled by a wild animal.
I thought about Adam McKay today, Dan, because Mike was telling me about some rain something
Atmospheric
that's going on.
river.
Yeah, he's all about this atmospheric river.
Meteorological nerds are delighted at what's happening down here in South Florida right now. It's something that's pretty uncommon for those that live on the Southeast.
Yeah.
Sounds made up.
Atmospheric river.
You're the problem, Zazo.
Are you a climate denier?
You're the problem.
No, but I mean, atmospheric river.
Sounds like baloney. You're right.
It does sound like baloney. It's something that you would just kind of laugh at people from LA.
The river's
when
up
they
there in the
said,
atmosphere.
Yeah,
You
guys
atmospheric
are the
river.
problem.
It's just a rainstorm.
Sure, buddy.
But no, it's actually higher in the stratosphere where the storm forms.
I'm sure.
And it's a constant flow of
So
water.
a
vapor.
river in the sky is what you're trying to sell me on.
Exactly.
That's right.
Not buying
This isn't just regular everyday rain that's going on. This is an occurrence that's never happened before. Mike
Atmospheric
was telling me
river.
usually happens on the West Coast. You know what? Show me your carbon footprint, the two of you, because you're the problem right now. Denying that this is happening and denying that your actions are causing it.
People were asking me, how did this this whole thing start with the atmospheric river? I'm like, I don't know, climate change. So, I mean, we got to look inward, folks.
Yeah. Starts with us.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. The sky seems to be falling, and we're all.
I don't think we're going to die from an atmospheric river.
We all are going to die, by the way.
Yeah, we
just
are,
letting
but
you know.
it won't be the atmospheric river.
But
This is
imagine
actually
an
quite
atmospheric river and the ocean's rising. I mean, you're getting hit from both sides.
I don't think it'll ever reach those heights.
It's funny to laugh about right up until it's happening to you.
I would think that of all the things that could possibly kill us right now, atmospheric rivers
Low.
are very low on the list.
Low, yeah, I know, but I
made up.
remember when we reacted to fire tornadoes this way. What does that mean, an atmospheric river? What does that mean, a fire tornado? What's a
sounds
fire
scarier than it
tornado?
is.
Hurricane season's right around the corner,
Yes,
friends.
it's coming.
Also, carbon monoxide, the silent killer.
Yeah.
Earlier than ever, hurricane season will arrive, I'm sure, like it did last year, earlier than ever. But what I was saying about the D'Antonis and the changing of the sport, and where I was a dork, I don't know if the rest of you feel this way about it, but it really has been interesting to watch, ridiculously, as my generation of players says, you know, there's a chess game to basketball that is really interesting if you love that these aren't just guys running around out there, that this is Cirque du Soleil of these guys are doing drills all day so that they can be super precise to get an open 16-footer. If you like that, and then just watch a machine take it out to the fringes because it started with James Harden, but he couldn't close. He would have beaten. They were better at it than Durant and Curry and Thompson because they gamed the. And so what I'm asking you guys is, don't you find that part interesting?
I
Because
did.
I'm endlessly fascinated by it.
I did. I found it interesting when it was happening. And I found it interesting as teams tried to be better at it than one another. Now the team that's worst at it is better than the team that was best at it a decade ago, and it's not unlike what happened with baseball, which is like
Yes.
they cracked the code, they broke the
Yes.
sport, everybody started doing this, and then baseball realized we got to do something about this because it makes the sport less interesting. I don't watch basketball for math. I watch basketball for individual matchups and drama.
It was super interesting in baseball, and it still is in baseball. But then it became, all right, it's either home runs or strikeouts. And like, that's not so interesting.
Okay, but they fixed that too, right? It's
Yeah.
always got to change. We got to change for the attention spans. We can talk, man, we've been talking for 2 seasons. Are they harming the sport? Nah, if the games are good and you get to watch Lions feed on Jokic, nah. You remember that stuff. When it'll give you moments all over the place. And Indiana's going to challenge that team. And I'd just be curious. I'd like Tatum to have one of those moments because it was weird to me. Boston with this champion, because we all kind of know this thing about it, that, oh, that was easy. And now Boston gets to swagger around as they're entitled to title town because they're Boston. And it's like, yeah, but your beautiful, languid Ferrari of a star, I will say it again, 3rd best player in the league, empirically probably, close to it. If you don't believe it, whatever. Like, great player undisputably, not saying that he's not. But I haven't actually seen him kill his prey. James Harden, 50 points, semifinals, game 7. That's not where championships are won. Like, I understand that he's great and he's better than James Harden. And he did score 50 in a game 7 and not taking it away from him. But also, he doesn't have a lot of killer moments that any of us remember.
Nope. Nope.
He's also had a lot of opportunities in the playoffs to do this. It would stand to reason that he'd get a good Game 7. He's played in an abnormal amount of them for someone so young in his career.
When you go into the big playoff game, you're the fan of the other team. Are you afraid of Jason Tatum?
No, I want him shooting.
You know who you're afraid of? Derek White.
Yes, very
You
scared
are
of Derek
terrified of Derek White.
Okay, wait,
Scared of
though, I
Pritchard.
wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far. I am still scared of Jason Tatum. He can always get his 40 efficiently. If they ran it through Derek White would not be doing what Tatum is. Don't do that.
Man,
Come on.
Derek White was their second best player in those NBA Finals.
Derek White has a moment you remember.
Derek White kicks our ass.
The putback.
I'm not worried about Jason Tatum.
I was catatonic after that game.
You guys are insulting Jason Tatum by saying Derek White might be better than him. Come on.
I think he's more important to their success, and I think it's pretty irrefutable who turned their fortunes around, and it wasn't Jason Tatum. Look, man, I'm just saying what you're saying. You're saying he's got to show you something. I'm right there with you, pal.
I'm not even saying that he's got to show me something. I'm simply pointing out to everybody, hey, you know this thing here, right, that makes this feel a note off, even though it's a champion. Because this is the thing we were saying last week. Doc Rivers forevermore in that city is a champion. But that's not how he's going to be remembered. You have to have the moments to be remembered. That's how it works. It can't be you just run through people and no one can say, what did you do in those series other than be the best player on the fastest? You drove the fastest car?
Well, and going back to the math, this also is what hurts Jason Tatum with the moments, because no matter how good you think the Boston Celtics are, if they make threes, they win. If they miss threes, they lose.
Except against OKC, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see what that looks like, because I think when we talk about what's Boston going to do, these things are so cutthroat, man. Competition's crazy. The next team's always out there building a better thing. And OKC was ahead of Angel. No, we'll collect the draft picks. We'll collect everybody, lock them up long term, and not let them leave for 7 years, and see how that goes if we get some people that aren't Harden and Durant, because everyone's fallen in love with not the draft picks.
Do they have a chance tonight, Oklahoma City? With all the picks, do they have a chance that it could land on number one and they get to keep it? Are they in that game tonight for Cooper Flag?
They have so many picks, and they are so young, and they are hungry, and they are fun.
They do not have an option for this lottery, this go-around.
And they are a team that could absolutely beat Boston by saying, do you know how good our perimeter defense is?
Historic.
Are you aware of how good we are at defense? And Pritchard, you want to keep shooting from out there? Okay, I see you shooting 43% all season. Has to be the most beloved Celtic there's been since Larry Bird. Has to be.
He's a good player. He scares me.
He is a good player.
He would scare me.
He's a great player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
You can argue that if both Oklahoma City and Boston make it to the NBA Finals, that would be the toughest test in 2 seasons for Boston in the playoffs.
Is that what the NBA wants? Boston, Oklahoma City?
For sure.
Is that the matchup?
For sure.
You think so?
For sure.
Oh.
SGA, the young core of the Thunder going against the Celtics trying to go for a repeat. That's what the NBA wants. The thing is,
they want Golden State. They want that Bay Area.
No way. Golden State's dead in the water.
The NBA wants San Francisco, Oakland as a TV market in there ahead of
TV market. Okay.
You want the team that's always been there, like Golden State and the remnants of Steph. You absolutely want there. But look, we can talk about that series in a second, because I'd like to see Edwards take it from Steph. I'd like to watch that. I don't want Steph on the sidelines making Jimmy Butler's Warriors look like Jimmy Butler's Heat.
Very similar now.
Offense is going to be very hard to come by if you don't have a guy riding around on a magic carpet out there.
Just shooting from everywhere. Here, three.
No, but so the whole thing is asinine, right?
It's got to be an interesting experience for Jimmy too, right? Because he is also understanding, oh man, the best player being out sucks. It sucks. I'm the best player again? What? That was a lot to go through to just be the best player again and have to do everything. This is hard.
And then the other guy always quits when Steph isn't playing in the game. He gets thrown out, or he picks up too many fouls.
Haters' paradise if they get eliminated.
Can I ask you guys, I feel like this part is so confusing to me, because I've been watching sports for a long time, and generally speaking, when a Dwayne Wade bursts on the scene, you see it and you feel it. Anthony Edwards is a size that I can't really get my head around how athletic he is. He is 6'3", and somehow in not the realm of Russell Westbrook, who you can tell has more fast twitch muscle fiber than everyone else. Anthony Edwards' athleticism, to me, Zaz, is confusing because I'm not used to seeing a 6'3" player play like that. Like maybe Wade, but he seems like he's more athletic than Wade.
Oh, he's stronger.
But I'm just talking about the leap. I'm talking about his jump feels different than other people jumping.
I don't know that I agree with the Wade part. He's definitely stronger, bigger than Wade was. But man, like Wade's first 7-8 years.
Explosive, but it didn't look like Anthony Edwards.
I think that's because of his physique. I think it's because he is bigger than Wade was.
You think it's a muscular thing?
I think it was more satisfying
stronger
to watch Wade play the way that he did just because he felt smaller.
Yeah.
It felt like he was getting higher up in the air because of...
There's some dunks that Anthony Edwards has. You're like, how did he take off from there and do that on a guy who's 7'2"?
Well, how is he still rising, right? By the way, Denver won Game 3. Jokic 0 for 10 from 3. Just won that game.
Exhausted. Tired.
Just wants to get
3
to the
years
work.
of just trying to
It's such a
Jamal Murray.
Aaron Gordon, God, make a shot. Michael Porter Jr., your shoulder. How about my shoulders?
He's just trying to get to a pension.
It's such a funny thing for us to watch him like a...
Oh, God, Westbrook. Where's Malone?
He's a plow horse. He's tired. He wants to get back to the nice piece of Serbia where he can watch his horses race. They won't let him stop working. And finally, OKC is like, you know what, Jokic? We'll make you go 8 for 25. And he's like, I just want horse.
All right,
Two for 18. 2 for 18 in the
I
last
just
2
want
from 3.
horse. I just want horse.
I got scared because I didn't know whether I was allowed to do his accent or not, or whether that would be some sort of
Play on for me.
racist
You gotta be all in.
Yeah. No,
Confidence, Dano. What are we
lost
talking about?
confidence in the middle of it.
You gotta be all
You
in.
know what? I didn't know.
It's like Dion's yellow suit. Just do it.
Sort of Santa Anita.
If you're going to be racist, you might as well go full
I
racist,
wanted to be
right?
authentic though and get his voice close to right, and I felt like I was lapsing into like old Dracula territory.
It did sound like Dracula.
So I started leaking confidence on the first syllable. Yeah, not that Dracula though. That was a funny, confident Dracula. Mine was not confident. Yeah, I was falling apart.
You want to try again?
No, never again. Never again. It's a very vulnerable thing.
It's interesting to watch Jokic miss shots because there's nothing about his process that looks different. It's just like they're either going in or they're not. Like if you just watch that game, you're like, well, of course he missed it. Look at his lackadaisical approach to the game. But he could go 10 for 10 the next time, and it won't look any different.
Well, you guys have listened to Oral History, and you know that the origins of this show were once just a dream for Dan and for Stugotz, and that dream turned into the show, and now the business of Meadowlark Media and the show that you're listening to today. But starting your own business is a dream that lots of us share. Too many of us let it remain just a dream. So don't hold yourself back thinking, what if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Turn those what ifs into why nots with Shopify by your side. Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide, including 10% of all US e-commerce. Whether you're Mattel or you're just getting started, Shopify's got your back. Not a web designer? No problem at all. Shopify has beautiful, ready-to-go templates. Need help with the details? Their AI tools can enhance product images, write descriptions, and even generate discount codes. Worried about finding customers? Shopify makes marketing easy with email and social media tools. And if I ever get stuck, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 support is always there. Turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Batard. Go to shopify.com/Batard. Shopify.com/Batard.
Folks, listen up. If you run anything online these days, a podcast, a merch store, whatever it is, you're basically forced to wear 12 hats. Marketing? Sure. Customer service? Why not? And now you're supposed to be your own IT department? Kinsta is managed WordPress hosting, which means you get blazing fast site speeds, top-tier security, and a dashboard that doesn't look like it was built in 2006. And if something goes sideways, real humans, not bots, to help you 24/7. No scripts, no sorry I don't understand replies. Kinsta takes the stress out of tech stuff so you can actually focus on your business. Or in our case, more time watching games, arguing nonsense, and delivering the hottest take possible. No messing with settings, no panic troubleshooting, just smooth sailing. Tired of being your own website support team? Switch your hosting to Kinsta and get your first month free. And don't worry about the move, they'll handle the whole transition for you. No tech expertise required. Just visit kinsta.com/Dan to get started. That's KINSTA.com/Dan.
I'm just trying to live up to the version of me my dogs think I am. You know what I mean? Dopey and Izzy, they think I've got it all figured out. Meanwhile, I'm Googling, can dogs eat watermelon at midnight? Because I fed them some and now I'm panicked. And guess what? We're out of food. Flea Meds treats everything. Enter Chewy, lifesaver. Got everything delivered in likely a day. Food? Check. Flea stuff? Check. Toys they'll ignore in 10 minutes, but I'll keep buying anyway? Yep, check. Chewy has over 100,000 products. Food, meds, toys, fish stuff, bird stuff. If it's got a tail or scales, Chewy's got it. They've got vet visits, insurance, and all of it. Plus, I'm on AutoShip now. I don't have to remember anything. And here's the best part about AutoShip. This is one of those months where Dopey and Izzy got a little hungrier in their tum-tums and food was going quicker than I anticipated. I can go onto AutoShip and change the date and it'll come sooner. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now, you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/Dan. That's chewy.com/Dan to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/Dan. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details. By the way, dogs can eat watermelon, just not the seeds or the rind. I'm learning.
Don Batard.
Kiss me where you bruise me. Taste me on that fleshy part.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Taste me on that fleshy part.
Taste me, not touch me.
Taste me on that fleshy part. Wow, Bruce.
Stugotz.
I'm talking about the clitoris. I'm talking about the clitoris. Yes, I am. Now we're out here riffing, and I'm gonna try to find it if I can.
Okay. Well, wonderful rendition.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Billy, I was surprised to hear you come in and say today, and you quoted Bill Parcells. You said, as Bill Parcells said, and this is how male this world is.
I don't like how this is being presented already. I'm not sure where we're going.
Objection
but
already, Your Honor.
I don't like how this is that, Judge.
I wrote down, you are what your record
Projection.
Is that what you said?
No.
Wow, he has another saying?
Overruled. You may continue.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Judge Zaslav.
With prejudice, though.
I need some
Always.
help. I need some help from you judging with prejudice here. Bill Parcells would famously say, don't tell me about the labor, show me the baby.
Yeah.
And Billy was quoting Parcells as it related to Pat Riley today.
Yeah, it's not crazy. We talked about it. Riley, land one of these whales or don't land one of these whales. Stop talking about all this whale hunting that you're doing. Also, you shouldn't be hunting whales, but that's a story for another day. I'm here trying to have preserves for animals. Riley's out here trying to kill them. That's not what we're talking about.
Antetokounmpo is available now. That's the big story in sports, right? It bangs against even the hockey player. Hockey and basketball aren't in the third round yet, so this bangs against it, and it will take over the entirety of the news stream. One of the giants is available.
Well, you got to figure Aaron Rodgers makes the decision today now, right? Got to get back in the mix here.
You know he's secretly married?
Yeah, but then he takes off the ring when people find out.
He's trying to do the thing, and they did like a segment on McAfee to try to get the people talking, and no one cares.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question? Are we at a point with the Heat now that the Giannis news is out that you're disappointed if the Heat do in fact get Kevin Durant?
I'm not ready to be hurt again.
So you're saying they don't get Giannis,
actually.
but they get KD. Am I disappointed?
Yeah, because you're like, ooh, that's not the whale.
Like what if the Heat? Okay, so the Heat can have KD today.
Yeah.
Or you don't, and you have a 50% chance of getting
KD.
Giannis.
Not 50.
50%.
1 in 29, according
Well, either
to
you get him or
Shams.
you don't. That's 50-50.
I want KD. I want the runaway bride.
It's good math.
They need to close
A
this
couple
loop.
years late, KD.
I'd give it to me. Give me something different.
What about trading possibly for the giant from Denver? I just want horse. I just want horse.
You can't afford. You can't afford.
No.
You can't afford it.
He's not an option.
He's not an option.
I just want horse.
I don't think getting KD for the Heat is like a bad. I know that
would
people
love
are
it.
like, oh, like he's this isn't the same KD. This is the end of his career. Yeah, but like
He's so
he's one of the all-time greats in the NBA. Like he's a legendary player that will be, tied to your franchise forever. Like
I just want horse.
Guaranteed KD today over 50% chance getting Giannis.
I just want horse.
Give me KD. Give me KD. Give me one of the game's greatest to wear that uniform and have him in a Heat uniform. You have Wade, you have LeBron, you have Durant, you have Shaq. I mean, what a legacy.
I just want horse.
What assets do you give up, though? Are we keeping Tyler? Are we keeping Bam?
You're keeping Bam for sure. Yes.
I just want horse.
just him is probably not good enough to win, though. So what difference does it really make? What
I
assets
just
you keep
want
or get rid of?
horse.
We get to see KD. That's cool.
That's the thing. Is
I would
like
never be the
here's the hypothetical scenario. You get Kevin Durant. You're gonna be maybe a 7 seed.
It's an improvement.
That's the option here. Do you take it?
I just want horse.
Do you take one of the all-time greats to wear your roster, knowing best case you're a 7 seed?
I'd hold out for Giannis. I'm going 50-50.
Oh boy.
I'll go 50% chance of getting
I like that.
Giannis.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
trying to go big here. Everybody knows, go big or go home. I'm waiting for Giannis. 50% chance Giannis.
What's
I'm
your
holding
offer?
out.
I just want horse.
What's your offer? Go ahead.
It's whatever you want.
I'll play
It's
Milwaukee.
whatever you want.
Yeah,
I'll
say
play a guy
Milwaukee.
trying to get
It's
Giannis.
Milwaukee. Anything you want.
What do I get to keep?
Anything you want. It's anything you want. It's.
Okay, but I don't think that's good enough
I
for
just
me.
want. It might not be. It might not be.
If I'm Milwaukee, I'm getting a couple of calls.
What do you want, Mike? How about that?
I want anything that I
just
want.
This is how it's
Just
gonna.
one horse.
This is how the conversation is gonna start with Pat Riley. Ring.
Hello, it's Pat.
No, I'm Pat. I'm
Why
Pat.
do you
You're
sound
Milwaukee.
sleepy?
No, I'm Pat. I'm Pat. You're Milwaukee.
What time is it?
No, you're Milwaukee. You're Milwaukee.
Jill.
Did you see this orb?
All right, ready?
Yep. I'm Minnesota. I mean Milwaukee.
You're Milwaukee.
I
I'm Milwaukee.
just
Riley.
want horse.
I won't sign off. I won't sign off on this.
Yeah.
You don't even know what we're doing.
Hello.
We'd like to give you Terry Rozier for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh.
I just want horse.
Where'd Dan go?
He won't sign off on it. So.
I'm signing off.
He left.
He left.
Yeah. All right. Try again.
15 minutes.
Just don't leave with Terry Rozier.
Yo, it's just a first offer, man.
Wait, hang on. Let me.
It is
get to
the first
bit.
offer. You got to feel everybody out and see, all right,
Yeah.
oh, okay, you don't want
Okay.
Terry Rozier. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want horse.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Hello.
Hey.
This is all-time great and legend Patrick Riley.
That was disrespectful.
Fumbled it, too.
It would never happen.
Okay.
I know your
Let's try
crap
it.
offers, Pat.
Because there's no way the
Milwaukee
Bucks pick up
Bucks.
a phone that has a cord.
It's the Bucks.
It's Milwaukee. You never know.
It's
Don't do
the
landlines
Bucks.
anymore.
Hello.
Hey.
You have some unpaid toll fines that you really need to resolve now.
Representative. Representative.
Zero.
Representative.
Hello. Welcome to.
I just want horse.
It's the Bucks.
What if I could tell you that you could leave today with Alec Burks and Kashad Johnson?
You called the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm sorry.
I just want horse.
Ring. Ring. Interested in Drew Smith? He could be yours today. All it's going to cost you is Giannis Antetokounmpo. You also have to take Terry Rozier.
Stop calling. Just stop. Just stop calling.
Hayward Highsmith?
Daryl Morey. Give me something else.
I just want
They don't
horse.
have the Godfather offer that he could offer isn't good enough as other people's Godfather offers. Past his prime, Bam Adebayo, a looter and
you
a
keep saying
riot.
past his prime. Why do you keep doing that?
prime.
What do they keep doing past his prime?
You want to bet that Bam Adebayo's best basketball is ahead of him?
He's got some great years ahead of him.
I would bet you that this is who he is.
Okay, not good enough.
Well, okay, but that's not past your
enough for me.
prime.
No, yeah, it is. He was viewed as an ascending talent, and now he's viewed as a finished
He's
product.
27.
Didn't he take a step back this year? So, like, now you're offering me a Bam Adebayo that is a depreciating asset.
I don't agree.
He's appreciating.
You think he's
I think
an appreciating
this is who
asset?
he is. You're a player in your prime. You don't have to continue on the ascent if you're in your prime.
He had a bad year
this
for him.
is who you are.
He had a bad year for him.
Giannis is still in his prime,
For
right?
sure, but you're being mad disrespectful of a really good player.
I'm not saying. Look, he has been a good player. I see a depreciating asset that you're out the gates with.
It's not yet. It's not.
He's negotiating, Dan. That's what it is.
The sport uses up your body not so young. It's not allowed that Giannis is allowed to be in his prime with that mileage, and Bam is spent at 27 with that mileage.
Like, you don't think Giannis is still getting better, do you?
He just had his best year.
Okay, but this is who he is.
I'm sorry. I'm the GM for the Bucks, baby. You got to convince me.
He's negotiating. That's why he keeps calling him a depreciating asset.
Have you met my friend Art?
Davion Mitchell's off the table.
You're on the
right?
phone with Art right now. Art of deal. Wow. You're losing. I'm taking your lunch money.
AOD.
So this is the big story in sports today, and I will tell you that what should be the big story in
Panthers,
sports
right?
is how terrible the Colorado Rockies are.
Dude, they lost a game 21-0.
Yeah. Well, hold on. It's not the worst of it. Do you guys remember when I told you last year that the Chicago White Sox were the single worst team in baseball I'd ever seen? And then by the end of the season, they were the worst team in the history of baseball. That team started 11-28. The Rockies are 6-33. The Rockies are 6-33. This is one of, keep in mind what we're watching. The Detroit Lions no longer are a laughingstock. The LA Clippers no longer are a laughingstock. The Colorado Rockies have existed 30 years. They've won 0 division titles. They've got 10 total playoff wins. They've had 21 losing seasons. And this season, they're minus 134 already in runs. Like 21-0's not that uncommon for them.
Are you counting the 21-0?
I'm joking about 21-0 is uncommon, but this is what you're watching is not a Major League Baseball team. It's not in any way a Major League Baseball team. Major League Baseball teams play close games. They are just getting slaughtered.
I was on ESPN yesterday. I can't tell you last time I talked Major League Baseball on ESPN. We're in the middle of a basketball conversation, and we have the chat going on where I get to communicate with the producers, and just literally out of nowhere, because I saw it for the first time, I swear, I put in the chat, the Rockies are 6-33? What is that shit? Just left it at that.
Well, I have good news for everybody here. They won yesterday, so they're now 7-33. And their run differential, boom, skyrockets to minus 128. Big game yesterday.
What's
for
the
Rockies.
second worst team in the league run differential this early in the season?
Did you know,
I don't want to say.
Did you know that Bud Black was their manager? Moreover, did you know that it's been Bud Black since 2017?
He was fired immediately after 21-0. Honestly, once they tumbled into the teens, they should have gone out onto the field and fired him.
Like he had crazy job security.
Come with me, bud.
Did you see who was peeking around there? He was peeking around there.
Tell me it's Clint Hurdle again.
He's peeking around there. They brought him in for some sort of consultant, something, and then they got rid of Bud Black, and then they moved, their third base coach is now the manager, and boom, guess who's the new bench coach?
That's great.
Clint Hurdle.
That's great.
I think I could be wrong here. I think we may have a situation where a team fires a manager twice in a season.
No, you got to give Hurdle the opportunity to catch Bud Black.
That's why I'm saying you fire him twice, so you make Clint Hurdle the manager again. I don't know.
Has what never happened?
That a team fires a manager or a coach twice.
I mean, Billy Martin was fired.
No, I'm saying 2 managers in the same season.
In the same season. Whew.
Be amazing.
I want to explore something with you guys because I have just asked Chris Cody to find me the looks like for Clint Hurdle, one of the great and famous looks like characters in the history of our show. I believe that Clint Hurdle would be Adam Silver is obviously Mount Rushmore in our looks like game, but Clint Hurdle had an sort of a bloated orange baseball way about him that was super leathery and connotes our favorite time in baseball, when Clint Hurdle can go from being a hustling, gritty player to being a bite-your-face-off manager, and the sport can turn him orange along the way. Tell me I'm wrong, Roy.
No, you're not wrong.
So Chris Cody is looking for this right now, but I want to go back to Dan D'Antoni because I've wandered far astray here. Chris, stop for a moment. You didn't find it quite fast enough. So let's go to Dan D'Antoni saying from his brother Mike's perch of this is how we should change the game, but we coaches were kind of idiots.
I know you guys take a lot of threes. Did you feel like there maybe wasn't quite enough working the ball into the paint early on? You're old school, aren't you? You know what? Do you watch the NBA ever? Yeah. Well, you see those top 3 teams, Golden State, do they work it in? Hey, my brother at Houston, biggest turnaround ever, do they work it in? Listen, that game, in my opinion, obviously, gone. You go get any computer and run what the best shots are, they'll tell you a post-up's the worst shot in basketball. So if you want to run down, try to get it in there to shoot over somebody, then you're beating analytics. The best shot in basketball is that corner 3. Next best shot in basketball is any other 3. That's you go get it and read them out. Other than free throws, which we try to do, get to the foul line because you score 1.5 points every time you go to the foul line in the pros, and it just trickle down. It's the same thing for college kids.
Were you able to sort of lull them into?
I haven't finished my dang on analytics story. You got to go to bed or something. You're going out. But you score layups. If you can get to a layup and it's clean, it's not one that's highly contested. It's 1.8. It's 1.3 from that corner. 1.27. You know what a post up is? Over top, a guy standing like this. 0.78. So you run your team down there, and we'll see how long you stay with teams that can play the other way.
I found one head coach in the history of pro sports that got fired by the same team twice in 1 year. John Gruden, but not that John Gruden. A John Gruden from junior hockey. That's right. Yeah, there was a John Gruden of the OHL, the Ontario Hockey League, and he was fired twice as head coach by the Flint Freebirds in the 2015-16 season.
So he had to have been fired the first time, and they were like, it's a mistake.
There was a conflict with the owner, and then they brought him back, a mistake, and then he got fired for reals.
So the mistake wasn't a mistake.
Earlier in the show, I mentioned the Omni Mall. It's been closed for 25 years. There are any number of things that make me feel old these days. One of the things that makes me feel old is when I'm referencing a bit that Chris Cody doesn't remember, that Zaslow would remember, but Chris Cody doesn't remember because do you, Zaslow, remember how much fun we had delighting in action star Steven Seagal's singing career?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember any of the names of any of his hit songs off the top of your head?
No.
It's not the easiest.
No.
Well, this is one of them. He was furious with someone and he said, "Talk to my ass." Now, here's this B-roll of Steven Seagal in Russia. And when you mentioned Bud Black, I was thinking, look at how his face is painted in order to keep up the old Steven Seagal image. Put that up there now of being a pioneering action hero. He's got the Don Nelson belly that he's trying to conceal with the blousey clothes. That's a signature move of mine. Wow. And his entire head seems to be painted, and his goatee seems to be painted as he makes his way to Russia. And zig, while others are zagging, man bun, I'm going to go see Putin.
I'm not certain. Could this be a Boris Sanchez studio lighting thing with him?
I would feel terrible if that were the case.
He was like the top action star.
Now it's Liam Neeson, 70 years old. We do action stars poorly in this country, except for Tom Cruise, also 70 years old.
Man, you know about Under Siege? That's a good movie.
Look at Seagal right there. Look at him. Mike Ryan, I want an investigation here. What is painted and what is not painted on on Steven Seagal in Russia? I want Mike Ryan to do his investigation and tell me what do you believe that this is Steven Seagal's real hair and the real color of his goatee?
Yeah, that's legit. Man, he's doing things the right way.
Wow. That man is bloated.
Roy.
He is. Tell me I'm wrong.
Could have a medical situation. You don't know that.
Exactly right. This is just wild. Roy comes out and he says, guess what? I was not a member of the media after all. I was a fan just getting free tickets, and now he's just taking
free tickets. My ass. I'm credentialed. What are you talking about? Free tickets.
That's free tickets.
Well, you're biased, though.
Very
and
defensive.
You know what? I got it. You know what?
Hey, he got
penalty. 2 minutes, asshole.
Come on, asshole.
You're not a real
I'm telling
journalist.
the truth.
You're not a real journalist. You're biased. You've been rooting for the Panthers. You're like, I have a credential. Well, it's tainted by your lack of objectivity.
I'm a real journalist.
Thank you. Zaslow,
No, he's right.
Roy may one day have his name on the press box because he's been a long time credentialed, as he's mentioned, media member of the Florida Panthers. One of the longest credentialed. I might add.
Well, might end today.
But clearly biased. Like you guys caught him. That was cold and dirty. You caught him in the second round of the playoffs. He's been shitting himself all weekend. Billy, you weren't paying attention to the Panthers, and you caught him off guard, and you got him to admit something
It's called
he would
journalism,
never admit.
friend. Want to try it on for size?
Wow. I would like Pablo Torre too. Did he get too busy? I was told he was going to be here in moments, and then
he might actually have been too busy.
Yeah, this is
it
Pablo's
because he's
world.
winning
We're
too
all
many
just living in it.
Peabodys? He's winning too many Peabodys?
Well, he's being nominated.
He got delayed. He will be here at 11:15.
Okay, because he's got the big story.
Do you think he's suppressed at all the attention that this is getting? Like, it's
absolutely not.
He likes attention, right? But he's like, I do good work, and like the thing that's like resonating.
Is that your impression?
No, I have an impression of Pablo.
I do good work.
That was good.
Still smiling.
Here's the thing.
I just want horse.
That was pitch perfect from the last time, by the way.
I just want horse.
I couldn't tell if it was you or the clip.
Yeah, me too.
Really? You guys didn't? You guys couldn't tell? I did it too accurately. It was too authentic, my limited fake Jokic. I just want horse. I sound like I'm about to start sobbing.
Yeah. So does he.
Well, he'd like to stop carrying them.
Horses?
I just want horse. He's looking at Chet Holmgren, and he's like, really? I mean, what is this? What is all of this?
Lawson, his arm's always bleeding, is his nose is always running.
Really?
Yeah. He's constantly doing, blowing his nose. It's kind of gross watching him.
He's tired.
Do you think he could rock a pony to sleep, right? Like, very easily. If he wanted to, like a baby. You cradle it and
newborn,
rock it. Yeah.
Does Clint Hurdle look like the dead body hanging outside of a town with no name with a sign attached to him that reads, "No visitors"?
He does look like that. He does.
Does Clint Hurdle look like a high school football coach named Honeycutt, who after 10 losing seasons coaches a group of misfits into the championship game only to lose on the last play?
It does look like a coach named Honeycutt.
Does he look like a tin of pine tar that has come to life?
I can see that, like via Pixar. I can see that.
Does he look like the guy at a golf outing wearing a mock turtleneck who cracks open a beer on the first tee, slurps the froth, and exclaims, "It's 5 o'clock somewhere," just after he makes final adjustments to his tennis elbow brace?
You one that looks like 21-0.
Get me all of the Clint Hurdles. Send our advanced scouts wherever in the universe they have to go to find me more Clint Hurdles. Please get Clint Hurdle back in the game. I can't believe how bad the Rockies are. That's not... I mean, you can make the argument that through 39 games, there has never been in the history of our most historic sport something this rancid.
Bud Black has been in our baseball lives for most of our time here on Earth. If I assembled Bud Black lookalikes and I lined them against the wall,
I imagine khaki pants.
Would
like a
you be able
short-sleeve
to actually
button-up.
identify the real Bud Black?